Hi everyone! I just wanted to jump on live here. Hold on just a sec. I gotta turn this off. Okay. I wanted to jump on quickly because I wanted to demonstrate something. I did this in my masterclass yesterday with a song that I was demonstrating, and I wanted to really show you how support and breath and expansion and compression and all that, how that works. So I put my tablet here, and I'm gonna sing a couple of different songs here, or just a part of it. Hi, I'm gonna answer some questions after I get through the demonstration, and I just want you to think of this. Okay, when you sing, the air and the breath is your engine. Without air, there's not gonna be any sound. And where's the air contained? Oh, the air is contained within the lungs, so it has to flow into and out from the lungs. In order to control the lungs, you need those muscles that are placed around your lungs. So that means everything that is right around this area here. So the lungs go from about here to down there. So in the back, on the side, in the front. So see, as I'm inhaling, this is happening. See this? The thing is, you always hear me say, you have to make really steady support. I get rock hard there sometimes for some songs. However, it's not like you're continuously just tightening up those muscles as much as you possibly can. It really depends on what you're singing, how high, how much compression you need. For lower pitches, you don't need as much compression, which means you don't have to push as much from your support upward. You don't have to kind of hold the air as much. But when you're singing high, and let's say high head was like, oh, and you want really long phrases, or you're belting out high, that's when you really you need that compression. So your vocal cords have to work less hard. You want to work harder with your body, with your support, with your breath, and really expanding those ribs to where you get a good breath in is really key. And I always talk about singing at the top of your breath, meaning breathe in a fully inhaled state. You don't want to get to where you're halfway to all the way down, right? 0% air in your lungs. You don't want to really get there too much. You want to try to always start from the top of the breath, which means you're fully inhaled after you took your time. Sometimes you have more time, sometimes you have less time. But I'm going to demonstrate a couple of different songs. Now, you don't want to be static in your support. You want to be continuous. You don't want to ever let go. You want to keep your posture and your chest lifted all the time. However, the degree of how tight your support muscles get is dynamic, depending on the song. So even within one phrase, it is dynamic. Your muscles don't just stay locked. It's like they get a little tighter and give a little bit. They tighten up and loosen up just a little, but they never get like, you don't ever let it go. That's what I mean by dynamic support. It is dynamic. Your body is always dynamic. It should be. Your voice is dynamic. It's never static. Your body wants to breathe and live and move. That's our nature, right? So I picked a couple of songs, or just parts of two pieces, where I want to demonstrate the different levels of how tight your support needs to be. And I'm gonna step away from the screen just a little bit. Let's see, like this. I want you to actually see, let me put this actually in the way. I want you to actually see this right here, my big fat belly right here. I want you to see, and I'm going to try to make it very obvious, how I'm expanding, and how, really pay attention to when am I breathing, how long is it taking me, and what's happening here. Really, not a lot. It's really down here. This is where the action takes place, okay? So let me get started. Good morning, everyone. I will go ahead and answer your questions in just a little bit. So I chose one classical piece and one ABBA piece. So two different styles. In the classical piece, I need a lot more compression. I need compression. It's high, long phrases, really kind of very legato. I need to really control everything. So that's when I need a lot of support. So hold on, let me turn this on, and then, and this is, by the way, this is Quando Men Vo. This is a piece by Puccini from the opera La Bohème, if you know it. It's in Italian, so I'm just gonna step away. I'm already in my posture, already. Okay, I'm waiting, and I'm already expanding. You see this? See how I'm even, and I'm taking my time. I don't even remember the words now. But I wanted to illustrate to you how I hope you could see this, how I'm really sticking out my belly, and it's not really my belly, it's really expanding the ribs. And with that kind of song, I need a lot of compression. I want to push the air together and tight vocal cord closure at the same time, and always really deep breaths, okay? I'm sorry, I can't answer your questions right now. When I'm done, I can, okay? So now I want to demonstrate something different style, okay? ABBA, thank you for the music. I'm gonna have a microphone. This is the kind of song where I don't need to project a lot of ping, but I need natural, soft, and warm sound. I'm gonna have a mic, so less compression on the verses, a little more on the chorus, but you know, be dynamic. And I want to show you how. Let's see. Okay, let me see. I'm gonna find the track here. Very impromptu live stream here, but let's see. There we go. So I'm relaxed, but I'm in the posture. I'm already inhaling. I'm nothing special, in fact, I'm a bit of a bore. It's like speaking, very natural. When I tell a joke, you've probably heard it before. I'm still lifted here, still lifted. I have a talent, a wonderful thing, 'cause everyone listens when I start to sing. I'm so grateful and proud. See? All I want is to sing it out loud. So I say thank you for the music, the songs I'm singing. Thanks for all the joy they're bringing. Who can live without it? I ask in all honesty. What would life be without a song or dance? What are we? So I say thank you for the music, for giving it to me. Mother says I was a dancer. See how that works? Okay, I just wanted to demonstrate to you. I just wanted to show you that your support and the degree of how tight it all is. It's very dynamic. However, what you want to really, you can't even hear them breathe. Yeah, I will answer your question in just a minute. But you really want to always keep that basic support just by staying in the posture. And see, when I'm staying in the posture, my neck stays relaxed. As soon as I'm slouching over just a little, I kind of do like this. And then I get tenseness here, I get tenseness here, and I compensate. So you want to be in this axis right here of being lifted from the chest. And when you lift from the chest, you know, really literally stick out your chest. You will have the feeling like you're totally sticking out your chest. But leave your shoulders very relaxed and loose. And you will have so much more control over your singing when you always continuously stay in this posture. And in order to stay there, you need those muscles. You can't, as soon as you let them go, it's like the air also escapes. And this is really one of the secrets of having more control over your phrasing, over your singing, and being able to kind of vary the degree of compression that you need for any given song. So, okay, I'm gonna sit down and turn this down just a little bit. Somebody has as their avatar the English underground symbol. It's funny because I was just in England a few weeks ago. I was in London. Yeah, the UK sign there. Okay, let's see if I can answer just a few questions here. I don't know why they always keep disappearing. How does the hissing exercise work? I don't know. Do you mean on an S? It's really, do you mean S, like so? I don't know, because I don't do a hissing exercise. I don't think I've ever done it. It's really fun. I've been singing all my life, but I haven't done s. It really, the hissing, I guess, it's really supposed to make you more aware of your diaphragm, because you could do the same with laughing, you know, because hissing is not like, you don't really use, it's an unvoiced sound, so you don't need your voice. So so when you go, you kind of feel where those support muscles are. I guess that's what it is. But I don't do that one, because in singing, that doesn't happen. It's like, you want to go sa, ma. You want to have that continuous support and not, so that's just my opinion. You work with a choir. That is awesome. Gitika is saying, it is astonishing how people develop their voices to the extent you can't even hear them breathe. You're supposed to hear someone breathe. I think it's really weird when there's a recording you can't hear any kind of breathing. That's kind of strange. It's almost like, I mean, imagine an actor and you're taking out the breath sound. It would be kind of weird if I went, I don't know, like, I'm nothing special, in fact, I'm a bit of a bore. If I tell a joke, you've probably heard it before. Yeah, I want to hear the breath in that, actually. It's like, right? It's like, it's part of life, it's part of my body. What I don't want to hear though is, or like a very tight and constricted breath. That's not what I want to hear. I want to actually hear a natural breath. And also the breath, I want the breath to reflect kind of what is going on in the music. So if I'm very hectic, or if I hate you, I mean, the breath is part of the whole sound, and the breath needs to reflect that. But can you please just ask questions that pertain to support and breath? Because I want this video to really, to be about the topic of really supporting throughout the phrase and your posture, and I want you to be clear about how to do this. And avoiding strain. You can totally avoid strain if you have better support, because you create a lot more density, you know, before the air even hits the vocal cords, so that your vocal cords have to work less. That is if you have decent vocal cord closure. Now, if the muscles are kind of weak, the muscles that actually bring the vocal cords together and elongate them as you're singing higher and making them tighter. If you don't have good closure and the muscles are too weak, then then it's still going to have a breathy sound and still going to create some strain on your vocal folds. So that's why the combination of having that continuous support with compression and the vocal cord closure that is perfect for the pitch that you're singing. Of course, a lower pitch doesn't require as much vocal cord like tight closure as a very high dense pitch. If you want a high and loud pitch, the vocal cords come together so much closer, like ah, it's much more detrimental to your vocal cords to sing high and loud without nicely closed vocal cords, because you're pushing too much air through while you're really creating a lot of pressure, and so that really creates friction on the vocal cords, and that will make you tired and hoarse very quickly. So very important to have both aspects, below and from below and above. How does one know they're supporting? That's a good question, actually. You know that you're supporting, number one, if you actually have a lot of air left even after a phrase. So like, if you run out of air very quickly, and I'm gonna get to that, and I'm answering your question at the same time, Basel, right? So when you are, let's see, now I lost my, there's so many rushing by. When you have very loosely closed vocal cords, that means more air passes through the vocal folds than you actually need to translate the air into sound waves. And so you will either have a breathy sound or run out of breath very quickly when you're not well supported, or both. Worst case scenario. It will also be harder to create higher pitches just because you don't have the density yet. And you can really test your support. You could just get into the plank position, which is like as if you were about to do a push-up. You can either do it just, rest on your underarms, or all the way up. And that is the plank position. You have to support then. So that's a really good way to practice kind of supporting and training those muscles. And that answers the same question about how to not run out of breath during a long high note. You need to combine that really letting out very little air. You can blow through a straw to practice that, like, and you can start with a closed vowel like a ooh. It's easier, and you will usually notice that when you're on an ooh, you don't quite run out of breath as quickly because it is more closed. And as you're opening up the vowel, it'll be harder because you tend to be wider everywhere and let through more air. What do you think about pushing down? Do you think about pushing down when singing high notes? I don't anymore, but I have used that kind of visualization or feeling with my students, because what happens, let's see if I can show you this. When you kind of have the feeling you're pushing down something, as if you were pushing something very sturdy down into the ground, like, what happens, you have to use these muscles. Have you ever tried to lift a heavy box? Then, yes, of course, everyone has, but you need those muscles. It's like, whenever you're doing something heavy, those muscles here have to work. And so that's why I'm thinking of pushing down something really can help you tighten up your support muscles. But I would use the pushing down exercise, and actually I do that with my students. I kind of lend them my hands as a resistance, and they need to push my hands down, and that really helps them to feel it. But this is only an exercise, and then we do it with the movement, and then we do it without the actual motion. But just picturing it or just remembering what it felt like really helps you with your support. We have just a few more minutes because a student of mine is about to come in a few minutes here. Let's see. But I see even professional singers straining while singing high notes during live shows. Oh yeah, absolutely. When you're talking about popular music singers, a lot of them aren't really trained. So They might have awesome voices, but really the difference is, can you maintain this over 20 years, the way of singing? And so there's a lot of pop singers that I think they sound awesome, but probably they're not singing the most healthy way, and it's not the most efficient way. They're creating a lot of work for the vocal cords, and that's why so many singers nowadays have a lot of problems with their voices. They have hemorrhages, they have nodules, and have to have surgery on their vocal cords. That's not really great, right? So it takes a long time to heal. It's very delicate. Carol Phillips says, okay, so for higher singing, do we need a denser airstream? Yes. More compression, expansion in the ribs. Generally, yes. If you want a dense tone, you need dense air. But if you want to sing in falsetto, yeah, you still need a dense airstream. You just leave the vocal folds a little bit looser when you're singing falsetto. So when I sing head voice, just a regular tone that has density, I need that compression. But when I go head voice or falsetto, I still have that compression actually from the support. I just allow my vocal cords to be a little bit more loose. Not too loose, because that creates too much friction. So falsetto is kind of a dangerous thing. You don't want to be too breathy. You want to be a little bit breathy. There's also a degree on the scale of, you can be not breathy, you can be just a little bit breathy, and you can be more breathy, you can be like very breathy. So on that scale, you don't want to get to the very, very, very breathy side, because then this is very much work. It's way too much work for your voice. And then, by the way, thank you so much for these great live streams. Oh, you're very welcome. It's kind of fun because I can interact and then answer your questions. And I would love in the future to do more like a targeted topic so we can really discuss things and make sure you understand. Hey, Lorna, it's good to see you. Can I make a YouTube with a straw exercise? I thought I had, but maybe I haven't. I can probably do that. You know, it's crazy. There's actually someone selling glass straws, claiming it's like especially for singers. You can actually buy glass straws that are not very expensive on Amazon anywhere in the world, or any kind of straw will do. You don't need a glass straw. I have actually stainless steel straws because I don't like plastic so much, but yeah, you don't have to pay like, I don't know what he was charging, like $20 for a glass straw, claiming it's for singers, especially for exercising. You just use any straw in the world. Katerina, greetings from Slovenia. Hey there, greetings back to Slovenia from Germany. Lorna says, it's funny, I commented on the straw at the same time you mentioned the straw. Oh, really? That's funny, yes. Yeah, the straw exercise is really good for being more aware of the compression and letting out less air. Confused with chest voice, though I did your course, Improve Chest Voice. Okay, yeah, I don't want to get into registers right now. Really want to just talk about what is breath legato? Does it require more support? Legato really means you're connecting your pitches. So on the quando men vo, it's not quando men vo, but I'm really, it's like I'm phrasing. I'm starting here. Like let's just say the strings are pearls. I'm saying the string. The pitches are pearls on a string, and that's legato, right? You want to connect them, and it might go up and down, but they're still pearls on a string. So it's like very connected, right? I'm not ever letting go. It's just supporting my pitch to go into the next and the next and next, like weaving this wave or something. It's like, I think of it as riding a wave. You don't want to dump, like let it fall down. Hope that makes sense. Ashish, hey there. Thanks for the video. How to start a song and song the first note to start with? Do you think where should pick from? That has actually something to do with support. Did you see, if you saw the beginning of my songs here that I sang today, it's really a matter of being expanded and actually being prepared even before the first pitch starts to sound. It's very important. You must be supported. Everything must be in place, including having an Open throat, lifting the soft pellet right before you start the pitch. When I do that quando me vo, I'm already starting. It's like 3-4 seconds before I'm even starting. I'm already preparing. I'm inhaling, taking time, opening my throat already, and then basically I'm already getting into the ah position kind of, and so all I need to do is and by the way, next week I'm going somewhere with my pianist. We're gonna have a nice grand piano. We're gonna record a few videos about how to sing some classical songs, so that's gonna be up soon. So that's legato. What's a good exercise for chord closure? I have 2 videos about vocal cord closure. If you search on YouTube, Freya Casey vocal cord closure, there's one that explains vocal cord closure and one that has some exercises that might help you. So yes, I need to get going here because my student is going to show up in just a few minutes. Thank you again. And as I've announced already, in January, keep watching for this, in January I'm releasing my book. It's called Master Your Voice. It's going to be released in January. I will let you all know when it gets published. You can then order it on Amazon and stuff. So very excited about that. I'm having some kind of secret test readers right now, and so far the feedback has been good. So it's not my comfort zone. I'm kind of new to writing books, but I wanted just to kind of give you something else to stay motivated, and everyone so far has said that the book is very motivating. So that's what I wanted to achieve, so that's great. If I can make a videos, you raise me up. I might. I have one video, how to sing You Raise Me Up, where I sing parts of it and explain, but I don't have a cover version up. I have a really great recording that I made with an orchestra once, but I sing it as a duo with another guy. So could I make a video on nodules? I don't know. I'm not a doctor, so I'm not so... haven't ever had to deal with anything like that myself, so I don't have a lot of experience about that. I mean, I know how that works and how they surgically remove them, but I've thought about in the future maybe going actually to a ear, nose, throat doctor and actually asking someone to endoscopically kind of let me record while they're looking inside of my body, and so I can see my own vocal cords and I could show you what that looks like as I'm singing. I know there's videos like that on YouTube, but I wanted to show you like very specific things. How does it look in falsetto, and see if the ENT can capture how the tilting is going on and how the vocal cords are shaped differently whenever, and how they're coming together, how the onset is happening. So still checking into that. Yeah, I got a lot of projects for 2019 already cut out, but that's some of the things I would love to actually do. I have head and mixed chest voice. You know, you should look at last week's live stream was about mixed voice, chesty mixed voice, and heady, more heady mixed voice. That was last week's live stream. You could look at that. Literally almost every question you're asking me here, everyone, I have over 600 videos on YouTube. Chances are I have answered all of your questions already with one of my videos. I have so many videos by now, and it's really cool because I can reference. Okay, gotta get going. Thank you. I love you all, and I love you for being so passionate about singing. It's like music is the most wonderful thing in life. It's such a gift. Don't ever give up singing because you just don't know how you could bless someone. So have a wonderful day, and I hopefully will see you soon. Bye.